Welcome to another episode of Natural Mojo. I'm your host, Pamela Sylvan, and this week we are talking about regrets, or better yet, how to avoid regrets later on in life. And I'm bringing 10 of the top regrets experienced by older people, and I'm doing it because I'm hoping that someone watching this video will at least grab onto one of them and turn their now around so their future self will experience at least one less regret in life. I was thinking back on my mother and my grandmother, especially my grandmother's words before she passed away at 90. And one of her regrets in life, the biggest one in her life, was not taking more chances. And I hear this one from a lot of people right now, not taking the chances they need to take or the risk they need to take to go after their dreams and to change things up for themselves. My grandmother said that at the end, there was not much to be afraid of anyway. And those words continue to haunt me today. And I thought to myself, I don't want to get to the end of my life and having all the opportunities that I've had and all the great things come my way and not at least make the opportunity or the effort because of fear to do the things that I wanted to do and to create the things I wanted to create. And I know there are a lot of extenuating circumstances for people in their life, like, whether they have access to opportunity, access to finance, access to connections, and there's a whole plethora of things that people can easily list off as to why they can't do the things that they want to do. But in the end, it really just boils down to taking the risk and moving past the fear that continues to stand in their way. And I don't know about you, but I know that I don't want to get to the end of my days and say, geez, I could have done it and I didn't. All right, so here I am standing next to the trusty van and on a beautiful beach in Nova Scotia, thousands of miles away from my home back on Vancouver Island, again because I said yes to life, and here I am. And stay tuned as I share some more van life, an epic van life tour from the East Coast back to the West Coast coming up soon. You can just click the link and subscribe to my van life channel, Mentor Pamela Van, and you'll be notified when those new upcoming videos will be posted. Okay, so let's begin. Number one is not taking better care of their health. This is one of the top ones a lot of older people wish they had thought of more when they had the ability to make the change, the ability to use their body, and the ability to use their mobility. Now that they are probably having mobility issues or health issues or what have you, there might have been some things that they chose to do or not do back in their earlier years that could have changed the game in their favor. Exercise, eating healthier, taking care of stress, all of these factors can make a huge difference in how they experience their later years. So I urge you to at least start making a plan, a better healthcare plan and self-care plan for yourself while you still can do it. Some things that might come upon you might be irreversible. So while you still can avoid things that will affect your mobility and your health and your quality of life, do it now. Okay? Because you don't want to get to the point and say, oh, I wish I had. If only I had. Too bad I hadn't. Now's the time. If you can still do that, there's all kinds of things you can do now to make the next half and third half of your life. The next regret older individuals have in life is not having the chutzpah to follow their dreams or their careers that they really wanted to do. A lot of people just default into the jobs that they currently have, and they've never thought of doing anything different, or if they have thought of doing something different, we're too afraid to take that chance. What if you wanted to become an actor or a writer or, a winery owner or what have you? There's so many things that you could have chosen for yourself, but so many other people talked you out of it, saying things like, oh, well, how's that going to make money? How's that going to support you and a future family? So you talked yourself out of it and acquiesced to the good opinion of other people. And now here you are. Now, keep in mind that you will get older and you will age out. And a lot of it will have to do with your stores of energy. You will age out of being able to do some of these things in your future life. So how about thinking about making that shift right now, maybe in small and little ways? This is the beauty of midlife. You don't have all the responsibilities you used to have of maybe raising children or very busy careers. Now's the time to start thinking about what the second and third half of your life can be, and making those shifts, and maybe going after some of those careers and aspirations you had as a younger person. Why don't you go and revisit them? Maybe some things you no longer want to do and other things are still burning deeply in your heart. Do what you need to do and say yes to some of these things, because you do not want it to be one of those nagging regrets that you'll never be able to get over as you age. Number 3 is neglecting relationships. You know how, we might have been in our younger days. We're so busy climbing those career ladders and putting in those copious amounts of time into our jobs that we turned our back on those we cared about the most. We didn't give them the time and the energy. Now is the time. Don't get to the end of your days where when you look around, there's nobody there. What happened? Well, they left. You didn't have time for them. You didn't care enough to put in the time and the energy and the love vibration into those most important to you. It only takes but a moment to notice somebody. It takes a moment to pick up the phone or to write a letter or send a note to somebody, to reach out. A lot of people say yes, but they don't respond. You do what you need to do to connect to them. Not everybody can have the wherewithal or the love in them to reach out and make those connections. Don't let it be said that you didn't try at the end. It was because of you that those relationships just died and went away. Reach out. Don't let the end of your days catch you in this regret. If you had to ask anybody, no one ever regretted not putting in more time in their jobs, but they do regret not putting in the time into their relationship. Number 4 is a bit tricky for a lot of people. Not saving enough for retirement. That one catches me right where I live, because I'm thinking, geez, will I have enough money to retire? I don't know. Will I have enough money to circumvent my old age years? And this is a big concern and a growing concern in the economy in which we live. What are we doing about saving for retirement? What are we doing about building those nest eggs, if you will, about how to make sure we have enough money for healthcare, for housing, for food? Maybe you might want to have enough money to travel. Travel is not in the cards. At least enough money to have an adequate and decent quality of life. Are these things that are going to be a huge regret in the next decades if you're not thinking about it right now? Start putting on your thinking cap about this. It's not about if you're going to luck into some cash or win the lottery. I know that's a lot of people are planning on that for the retirement. Think about things now. What can you do to ramp up that ability to make sure that you will be okay in the later part of your life? Don't let that be another burning regret. A lot of people say, well, they don't care about money. You will when you don't have it, and you need services to take care of your health and your housing and your ability to be mobile. If mobility becomes an issue for you, it will become a concern, and money will be a primary indicator as to how well your next second and third act of your life will unfold. Okay, so start thinking about retirement, putting away a little bit of cash. And I know some of you are saying, well, Pam, based on the economy, there's no opportunity to save. I totally understand that. It doesn't preclude the fact that you can start brainstorming and brainstorm with other people. Maybe you build a community around how to have the next part of your life be one of more abundance. Put together a group who understands energy and understands attractive forces and how to put together ideas, and maybe build little, I can go on. I think I can even lead a conversation or a workshop on this. But don't poo-poo this idea. It's a huge one that many people are going to get caught out on. Don't let that be you. Some people heavily regret not traveling more. I have some aunts in my family right now who are starting to get on airplanes and travel to other continents now. And now that they're in their 70s and didn't do it when they were younger. And it's not that they couldn't afford to do it. It just was never in their worldview or mindset to do it. And they regret not having done it earlier. But here's the really cool thing. They can now still do it. Okay? It's not as if they won't get a chance to see parts of the world now. They are going to other exotic lands, and I think that is just so cool. What about you? Are you going to be one of those that regrets not having traveled the world? And traveling is such a major must, in my opinion. to see other cultures and experience other ways of living on this planet. You know, especially we in the Western world, we think this is the only way to live. And I will challenge that. There are beautiful ways of living out there in the world that we have yet to see and experience and understand and to dive into. So don't regret not having at least moved out of the area that you've grown up in and still continue to live and breathe and have your being in. Get out there and see other parts of the world, experience other cultures, try to learn a different language if you must, but just get out there. And travel, I know, takes funds too, but you know what? I'm traveling in a van and I'm seeing things and experiencing things right here in this country, right here in in my home province back in British Columbia, that most people will never see because they will never leave the area in which they live and work and go grocery shopping. Expand your horizon, get out of your box and go see other things. Don't regret not having at least touched just a little tiny aspect of life. All right. Another regret is not taking advantage of higher learning or educational opportunities. I'm not asking you to go back to school and get your master's or your PhD or doctorate, unless, of course, you want to. And I have friends that have gone on and done that. But maybe continue in education or apprenticeships or any other opportunities to expand your mind and expand your knowledge base and your skill set. Now that you're in your midlife, this is a grand opportunity to start onboarding some new information, to be of service to life, to be of service to other people other than yourself. Midlife is a great time for that. Don't let the end of your days arrive and you haven't really lived life or experienced life again, not just through travel, but through information, through wisdom, through knowledge, through education. And education, we are awash in information. There is no way that you can say that, well, I couldn't go back to university because I couldn't afford it. You don't have to go back to university in the ways that most people are going back to university. Life is full of learning opportunities. Find something that is of interest to you and find a way to get it done. A lot of older people are expressing regret that they didn't express their feelings more freely. This is a big one, guys. Life is about how we express and communicate with others in our life. How are people ever going to know who we are or what we are all about if we don't share ourselves, we don't share our feelings, we don't share our mind? You know, we are so bound up in about the good opinion of other people and what people will think about us if we say something like, I love you, I care about you, I want to know about you. We are terrified of having those words passed by our lips for some reason. We have to get past that, guys. We have to move on from this. You do not want life to pass you by and never have made that connection with life and with other people. Now is the time. Practice it in little ways. Practice it with those closest to you if it feels more comfortable. There are people who can't even do that, tell their children or their significant other how deeply they feel about them. Do you really want the rest of your life or get to the end of your life to be one of awkward feelings around people you care about and they never know how much you cared? I wish, for instance, my father had the ability to tell me how much he cared and loved me. I have to assume that he did, right? That's the best I can do because he wasn't able to freely express himself. So in his absence, now that he's passed on, I'm telling myself that yes, my father loved me. I even have imaginary conversations about that sometimes, but it shouldn't have to be that way. If you're a parent, tell your children how much you care. If you have parents still alive, let them know. It's so important that they know that you are able to at least express your gratitude and your love for them. Okay? This next point is similar to point number 4, but it's about regretting not learning how to manage finances. You know, especially as females, we somehow gave that responsibility over to the male counterparts in our life and let them think about it. But it's so important to understand or at least have significant or sufficient financial literacy. How are you going to get through life if you don't understand this? Especially as we grow older or into old age, where many of the men in our life, especially husbands, for instance, might pass on before we do. Don't be the one that flees from learning how to handle money. Money is the most pervasive asset in our lives. It colors everything in our life, and it determines our quality of life. And we are seeing how it's affecting so many people now, and we are hearing about those that are going without more and more. It's never too late to learn about handling money. Again, we are awash in information. You can take classes, you can join groups, you can join financial communities, you can get a financial mentor. There's so many ways in which you can learn money and not feel bad about this. Again, people are highly emotional about the world of money. Take your emotions out of it and approach it like an experiment or a project. It's an important experiment and project. It's one of your life. I mean, we have put a negative connotation towards money in our life. As much as a lot of people say they don't care about money, they do. They secretly do. They just don't want to be that person that thinks and talks about money. Be that person that thinks and talks about money, because I guarantee you it will change the course of your life in ways that you didn't see. You're able to be a more giving person. You're able to give to more people. You're able to give to yourself and others and experience more in your life. So don't be that person that doesn't understand how money works. Number 9 is pursuant to how I started today's video about the conversation regarding my grandmother. It's the regret about not taking enough risk. Where are you in your life where you think about this all the time? What are you not risking enough in your life? Are you not risking having better relationships? Are you not risking having better health? Are you not risking traveling more? Are you not risking expanding your zone of comfort? Are you not risking trying new things? Are you not risking telling your story and writing a book or starting a podcast? Are you not risking growing that garden? Are you not risking going out and walking in the sunshine for an hour every day? Are you not risking visiting your grandchildren? Are you not risking starting a community for weekly tea and cards? Are you not risking managing your money? Are you not risking having better skin and hair? Are you not risking eating healthier? Are you not risking watching the sunset and the sunrise? Are you not risking learning how to sew and crochet? Are you not risking running a marathon? Are you not risking kayaking on a quiet, secluded lake? I mean, there are a billion things out there that you are not risking every single day. This planet and this life is filled of opportunities. We only think of the big, sexy things that go across Instagram as noteworthy or worth our time to do. Those are the big things that people want you to see, but every day there are, like I said, a billion tiny things that you can partake of. How many butterflies can you spot today? How many red ladders can you see? How many little picturesque towns can you visit and photograph all day long? How many beautiful people can you sit with and talk? You know, they're 95 and their faces lined with experience. How many of those people are you not risking getting to know better? Do you understand what I'm saying? How are you not risking your life? And I'm not talking about showing up on the battlefield of war and risking your life through violence or anything like that. That's a different conversation, a different energy. I'm talking about risking who you are and opening yourself up to the beauty and the energy of life. That's why you're here. A lot of you want to know, well, what's the purpose of life? Your purpose of life is to risk. Your purpose of life is to break open that shell that you've concretized around you and lived within your entire life. The point is to risk exposure. Risk letting people know who you are. Risk letting new people come into your life and direct you and guide you and give you a good word here and there. I mean, there's so much to risk and so much to learn from and so much to grow from. I mean, I'm past my midlife. I mean, if you think about it, midlife is halfway of life, the middle of life. And if you take the average length of a person's life here on this planet, it's about, they say, 77-ish. So I passed my midlife. I'm in my second part of my life now. Who in a million years would I have told that to, right? Or even thought of myself. I'm past midlife already. So to me, I feel as if I still have so much of life yet to live, so much to give, so much to love, so much to experience. To me, I don't have enough time left, right? That's my biggest fear, that I don't have enough time left to do everything I want to do and see. And I don't even know half of all the things that are out there to see and be and do. Okay, so this is an opportunity for you to really look at your life and to hone in and to focus and get some clarity about your life. Your life leaves clues. Are you listening? Are you looking? Right? What if you're able to follow some of those clues in your life? What if that you're able to say yes to some of those things? And that's why if you download that what if from mojoresources.ca, it's the opportunity to start asking those what if questions, to start answering those what if questions that I have lined up there. It's free, so just download it today from mojoresources.ca and start taking the rest of your life into your hands. And now it's for the final point, number 10. A big regret of older adults is not appreciating now, not appreciating the present moment. You know, in this moment, I am the youngest and most vivacious and most beautiful I will ever be. Tomorrow, I'll be one day older and things could change drastically. I may not even get up, right? This might very well be my last day. I don't know. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us, right? Now is all we have. So now is the time to live. Now is the time to laugh. Now is the time to appreciate. Now is the time to love. Now is the time to hold our hands up in gratitude and say, thank you. Now is the time. Now is all you have. Now is your gift. Now is your present. So live like that is true. All right? You know, you don't want to be on your deathbed sometime in the future, if you're even aware of it, and you sit back and you think of all the wasted days, all the wasted moments that you had out there that you didn't appreciate, the people that's come and gone in your life that you didn't appreciate, the opportunities that you let slide by, even the jobs that you hate now. All of these things are to be made and taken with gratitude because it's providing you with sustenance and a place to live. All right, so everything is a gift. Shift your mind, shift your attitude, shift your energy, and you'd be surprised how life comes flowing in at you. As I'm speaking to you on this video right now, I have butterflies trying to get my attention, moving forward. And it's like, what's going on? I'm thinking, but they're feeling the vibe. Life reacts to your vibe. And some of you might be thinking, oh my gosh, who is this woman? She's so, out there. We have concretized life on this planet. And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing going on out there. I think we need more people like me out there who can see that this is what life demands from us and requires from us, to see it, to look. When is the last time that you actually looked around you, right? And stop looking out there for the answers. Look inside. That's where life is. That's where the truth of who you are has always been. Take time to look. In this present moment right now, take time to look. So there you have it, 10 top regrets of older people. And my great hope for you is that you've managed to cross off every single one of those things so they are not your truth tomorrow. Okay? So again, follow me at the mojoresources.ca and download your copy of What If, and let's continue this conversation and start living today. Because like I said, today is the only thing that's promised. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you